Everything that we do has to be amongst the best that the industry delivers. And so the showroom is a very, very important part of the whole sales process. It's our biggest sales weapon. And once people walk through that front door, you can see that they're experiencing a bit of a wow factor, and it gravitates from there on. And people that visit the showroom are architects and designers making design decisions, and they're bringing clients with them who are making spending decisions. And so when they walk out of the front door, we want them to remember Brunner. The showroom is absolutely top priority in terms of the selling function.
The client here, Brunner, they are a specialist furniture manufacturer, and they provide high quality products into the architectural and design industry. And they were looking for something that was similar in its quality for the wall finishes as a backdrop to their products. So what we did is we went through a development process, and we took our raw marble aggregates and our pigments. They were mixed together, and then we produced 3 or 4 individual samples to really nail down the specification itself. The interesting thing is once we had developed that for the client, they realised that there was potential not just for single-use areas on the top floor of the building, but we also developed finishes for the ground floor and also the basement. The idea was that the products would complement the products that Brunner were displaying and not overshadow them as materials themselves. I think one thing that's critical within this space is the lighting in the windows, and in many respects lighting has a huge influence on how polished plasters are perceived. Naturally speaking, if you have a texture finish, if you shine light across the surface, you will find that you get more texture and it becomes more dramatic. So we tend to recommend to architects and designers that they specify texture finishes for perhaps end of corridor walls or walls where you're going to sweep it with light, either from below, above or from the side. Interestingly, the more polished finishes tend to work better when you're looking across the surface. For example, flank walls or areas perhaps such as long corridors where you can look across the surface and really read the sheen and the lustre. So when you look around any sort of space, including this one at Brunner, have a think about how the light actually touches the surface. And I think a combination of that thought and also our expertise, we can often find a finish and a colour that can be developed directly for your project.
We've seen their work and what they're capable of. They've got these lovely treatments and lovely finishes that just lend themselves to the space that we've got. So we've used it extensively throughout all 3 levels. At each level there is a connection through Armourcoat. It retains the industrial feel of the Victorian nature of the building, and it fits in really well with smooth finishes and textured fabrics. And so having looked and thought about lots of different samples and being able to choose what actually works well with the space, working ideas up together with Armourcoat, it's a nice experience. It works well and it looks good. We get a lot of visitors to the showroom, architects, designers, design and fit out guys, and they're always asking questions, and there's a lot of people asking about the Armourcoat finishes.